What are you doing, Dave?
Pretty close. Steering shaft. So we can steer this beast.
Steering shaft. All kinds of
I feel like I still need to grind a little bit more off of this, but this goes here. This is gonna shift this to park all the way to hot rod. So I feel like I need a little bit more throw.
Okay.
So this is gonna move our shifter back and forth. What do you think if I notch this a little bit more? Since I need more than, I think I'm only getting like an inch of throw out of this, but I think we need about 2 inches.
All right.
So what do you think, so we can keep rigidity, is just go a smaller notch? Or you think a bigger notch, a bigger slot is gonna be better?
So you don't like a groove to catch that?
A groove so that I can, so this can throw further.
No, that's cool. Welded some little makeshift shoehorns just to cap the frame rails off. Now we'll make radiator mounts. I want to talk about the details of the steering shaft and the shifter linkage and what David did to get this to work out. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's going to look like an old truck, so let's check it out. 48 Ford exterior shaft, 48 Ford bracket with a 48 Ford internal steering shaft. The shifter assembly that has the shaft that runs inside this one is out of a 64 F100. We slotted the 48 about to here, put the shifting linkage out of the Crown Vic onto this piece's internal shaft. That's now, it was a 3-speed shifter, now it's the automatic shifter. It's the Crown Vic cable, Crown Vic bracket for the shifter cable that we cut, welded a 90 and just bolted it to the dash. Have a radial bearing inside this external shaft of the 48. Guides this through the center. These are brackets we welded to the column to support it, because used to this would run through the truck cab into the frame mounted gearbox. That's no longer happening. David ground the internal steering shaft down to fit inside the Crown Vic knuckle, cross drilled for the bolt, so it's locked in tight. And you should still be able to mount the factory steering wheel or your steering wheel of choice. This we will probably address by either heating it and changing its shape, function, because right now it kind of will rub the steering wheel, but there's still a lot of variables we just don't know what we're gonna do yet. That's a quick breakdown. I really like the way it turns out. It's gonna look like a truck. And that was the end goal, because I'm old and I like stuff to look old. So, real quick, I just want to talk about the instrument cluster we're doing. It's a GPS Fido, and then these little gauges from, I think I bought them from O'Reilly's. I don't even know what brand they are. It starts with an E, but they look, I don't know, they're cool. Especially for the price. They come in the little 3-pack with the little dash mount thing you put under a dash. We took a flapper disc and just basically flap these flat to get rid of the bevel, and those gauges will fit in there. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but that's the quickest. It did leave a little black there from where it got hot. I don't really care on this truck, but just be cognizant of that if you're doing this. Probably put I don't know, we've got one extra hole here, but the speedometer is a little smaller than what the factory hole is. I just took a piece of ABS plastic off that I bought off Amazon with a hole saw or a drill bit that's pretty big. I think it's 83 millimeters what it measures out to. And then we just cut this squared and then use some self tappers that kind of mimic the factory screws that'll go back in it. It's pretty neat, it's simple. There's a GPS sensor that screws into the back of the Speedo, kind of like an old TV. But other than that, everything's manual. Do a couple of floor pieces just because we got to get the cab finished up. Get the cab finished up, at least a floor in it, and we can finish the rest of this thing and get it on the road. So, yeah. Cutting out this last piece because it was just going to be a low-key, easy day. I was going to do a couple things, not get too hot. Of course, I'm already sweating, and nicked the brake line. So now we're going to do brake repair. I guess I'm going to run to O'Reilly's and so we've got one more little panel to make. We'll do that today and then probably start on the transmission hump. I know it's primitive, but I like the way it's turning out, especially for this truck. Got one connector panel there kind of tacked in to connect the Crown Vic firewall to the truck firewall. We'll try to finish all that. Get all those done, then we can get the instrument cluster in and all the rest of the wiring ran back to the fuel pump.